Yeah, what's up, YouTube? I'm back. I want to share my experiences with gang stalking setups or perk setups, whatever you want to call it. I've been through a lot of those. So, like I always do, I'm gonna dive right into it. Okay, well, being the type of guy that I am, it's like I give people the benefit of the doubt. Well, I used to. I'm not really sure of that anymore. So you can say that I've give people chances. I try to see good in people. You know. So with that comes being, I guess, gullible, so to speak. So that has a lot to do with my setups. When I had no idea what gang stalking was, um, I had no idea it existed, but I just know weird things was happening and didn't know anything about a target, obviously. But I can give you a couple of experiences when it comes to what I say. My experience with setups is I meet someone, well, I have met someone, and they invited me to their house. So, for dinner or just hang out or whatever. So I agreed, not thinking anything. So when I get there, being that I'm this person's company, so when I get there, there's like two other people there. I'm still not thinking anything. I'm like, whatever. We can all hang out. So, with that being said, I noticed that the person, the house that I was to, that person was sitting there on their phone, which is normal. Nowadays, it's normal. Um, and I noticed, I guess her roommate or whatever, roommate, daughter, whatever it was to her, um, they started giving me like low blows and like um, what I mean by low blows is like insults, basically, like just whatever she could think of, and asking me personal questions, like what gang stalkers do. I didn't know at the time, but pretty sure, you know, just to make it clear. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, this person is acting as if like they know a whole lot about me already, and this is my first time meeting this person. So I go to the person who actually invited me there, and I'm like, what's up with this person asking me that? So, of course, I didn't know what gaslighting meant or anything. So, of course, the person tells me, oh, I don't know what she's talking about, or I don't know what's going on with that person, or I don't know why they would ask you that. So, you know, just as a form of gang, like, but to make it clear, when I look back on things, like that actually happened to me more than once, maybe like numerous of times, but hey, I fell for it because I wasn't thinking anything of it. So basically, um, looking back on it, it's like all of those was like a setup because obviously the person is saying these things while the person that invited me to their house, I'm their guest, but you having your roommates or whoever, your friends or whoever they are, saying insulting things to me, which, I'm a man. It's not gonna hurt my feelings, but I'm wondering, like, who is this person and why are they saying things that I've actually heard some of my family members say to me. I know you guys get where I'm going with that, but I didn't know at the time, right? So obviously I've been through that numerous of times. So I'm saying like that's part of my setups when it comes to just that. That can be simple for you guys, but That's just my experience with the setups. It's like my gang stalkers sit there and plot and scheme the whole time. Before I get there, because obviously the person that invited me to their home sat down, had a conversation with um with their roommates or whoever the fuck they were, had a conversation with them about me and whatever else they can do. So obviously, me not thinking anything of it, it's already a setup because I mean, these people know what the fuck they were doing, and that's one thing about my gang stalkers. I'm pretty sure for every gang stalker, and I'm pretty sure you targets can feel me on this. This they just sit back, relax, and they know like what they're doing. It's kind of like premeditation, basically. You know, it's like, and if you don't know anything about being a target, you don't know that you're actually being targeted. You know anything about gang stalking, of course, and being the type of person that you are, you put your trust in people. You try to see good in people. You're not thinking negative, but they are. So it was easy for me to fall for it, and because I wasn't looking for that shit, you know. So they caught me off guard, and it happened to me like numerous of times. But if I would have known that it was a thing called gang stalking and all this other bullshit, that I wouldn't have fell for it. Because obviously, if she's sitting there, if someone invites you somewhere and you go with them, and you're their guest, plus one or whatever you want to call it, and they're just sitting there letting their friends or roommate, family member, whoever it is, insult you, and they're just sitting there, then it's a fucking setup. Because first of all, I'm looking like, okay, well, I'm your guest, right? So maybe you should say something to them like, hey, that was rude or something. You know, it's not my place to say something. But mind you, I said something like twice after the fact of me getting tired of it, and I started noticing a little routine here. I said something because these people did not say anything. They did not come to my defense. So I said something, and guess what? These fuckers got mad as fuck. I mean, not the people that was insulting me, but the people that actually invited me into their home and invited me to come with them somewhere. They got mad at me. They got very upset at me because I said something back to the person that was insulting me. And I'm like, you didn't say anything. You know, so took it upon myself. I'm a man. I said something back, and it's just, that's the way my gang stalkers work, you know. And, you know, it's just weird because with me not knowing what gang stalking was, I knew nothing about it, and being the type of guy that I am, I used to think like, now why didn't this person say anything to this person, right? But now that I know, and I keep thinking back and back, I've been gang stalked for a long time, like long as I can remember, like. So I do have a lot of gang stalkers. A lot of them get they get, some of them get what they want because gang stalkers are like very manipulative. They can manipulate anything. Well, far as I go, because I wasn't aware, you know, of what they were doing. And if you ask a gang stalker a question like, "Hey, that's kind of weird. What's going on with that?" They're gonna lie. You know, like I said in my other video, it's like that's all they do is lie. Like lie. They talk about God a lot, but they lie a lot as well. And they gaslight you, manipulate. You ask what's going on. They tell you you're thinking too much. I've heard it all. You just overthinking things, or you overanalyzing things, or you just paranoid. Oh, and I'm like, no. But that's the way my gang stalking works. I'm pretty sure there's targets out there who go through the same thing, and I'm not really with the. I haven't experienced the one headlight situation. I guess you guys targeting are like it's like deeper than mine. Mine is more of like sabotage, discrediting, a little bit of voyeurism. Um, I'll get into that later because I have like, if I was to write a book about my life, it would be mostly gang stalking shit. But I haven't experienced the one headlight thing. If I have, I really don't pay attention to it. But you guys are doing a very good job of actually recording it and getting the word out. So, and like I say, I think everyone is targeting a little different, a little differently. Um, it depends on what they're trying to do to the particular target and what they want. I know my targeting, um, they don't want me happy. I know some of my gang stalkers, the rest I don't know, which is clearly, excuse me, I was eating, but um, for the ones I do know, those are the ones who give me disingenuous information. They give me half of the truth, and they leave it to me to figure out like, oh, you figure out how we're watching you. You figure out why we keep calling you those names. And I'm like, nah, I can't spend too much time on that because I've tried for years, and guess what? I haven't figured shit out yet. I don't know how you watching me, but I do believe in the V2K shit. I believe in that. You know, yeah, everyone's gonna think it's cameras. It may be inside of you. I don't know. I'm not an expert at this. I'm just giving my experience to everyone out there. I don't care if I have one view because I feel like it's time for me to talk about what's going on, especially when gang stalkers always push people out of my life. Like, they want me completely alone. And I'm like, fuck that shit. Mm-mm. Fuck that. I can't. Because I'm just going to sit here and let these guys gang stalk the fuck out of me and push everyone out of my life. And you're going to continue doing your little gang stalking shit. So I know they're mad that I actually found like individuals on YouTube who actually went through that and it actually fits your life. And I'm not here faking because this is nothing to play around with. I tell you the truth, most days I try to be happy. Some days it just makes me fucking upset, like with the things they're doing, because it's like it doesn't matter where I turn to, it does no good. Can't go to my mother because guess what? She's a big part of my gang stalking. I mean, like a very big part of it. A very, very big part. You have no idea, but I'll do later videos on that, and I will explain that to you guys, but she's a very big part. My family is closely involved, and tell you the truth, I think that's where it got started. So you can't go to them for help. And whoever's listening to my phone calls or whoever's going down my contact list or whoever's on my social media pages or whatever the case is, they're sabotaging my shit. They don't want me to have no, I don't know, maybe they just want me to die alone or something like that. Like, no one has my back, no one's listening, no one wants to be associated with me. And I just can't sit here and take that shit. Like, okay, well, I'm just be here and be, like, fuck that. That would make you kind of, well, with me, it makes me angry because I'm like, okay, everywhere I turn, and I like to vent sometimes just to get it off my chest. And if I can't do that, it makes me angry. Because I write a lot. I have a journal I write. Sometimes I love speaking to people, like, and I feel better when I can call someone and not tell them about my whole gang stalking experience, but tell them a little about what I'm going through. And it makes me feel better after the conversation is over. But all the gang stalkers, I guess they don't like that shit, so I mean, I have to sit here and write, and I like, let me go to YouTube because I'm not good at making videos at all, as you can tell. But I want to get things off my chest, and this is the way I can do it. And because if I can't tell someone that I meet because of gang stalkers all on my phone, and trust me, guys, if I knew how they did it, of course I would, man, I would let everyone know. And that's I guess that's what they hold over my head as far as my gang stalkers go. Like, okay, he doesn't know how we do this. He doesn't know how we're watching him. He doesn't know, because I have no idea about phones, right? I know how to use them fuckers. I know how to record, and I don't have any idea about hacking. I don't know any about. I'm not an expert in any of that. So, and I think they love it. So if anyone starts to tell you the truth as a target, they're gonna definitely cut that person out of your life, or try to get in contact with that person. If someone starts listening to you, they're gonna try their best. So I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to make that video. I know time runs out pretty quickly, but I will make more because I have a lot to say and I have a lot to share. And I'm pretty sure someone else can feel it. And I just want to get the message across. So if anyone else actually start to experience the things that I've experienced in my life, you'll know exactly what it is and you can prepare yourself for that. There will be no setups for you. You know, you won't trust a lot of people. Not saying being paranoid, but if someone would have taught me, if I would have known about this years and years and years ago, then I wouldn't have gotten stolen from. I wouldn't have got my property fucking damaged on fucking purpose. I wouldn't have got manipulated. But I'll come back later with another video. So thank you guys.